Hey folks, how you doing? Papa Joe. Try 3. Take 3. I can't help it. I'm here in Texhoma, Oklahoma. It's right on Texas border, believe it or not. I'm at a Love's. Didn't even know it was here. Brain dead today. Been one of them days. Went in there and I got me a shower. At least I smell better. Subway and Chester's chicken. So I had some Chester's chicken and sat in there and I watched a little bit of TV. I borrowed their remote and I put it over on Fox. Had Judge Jeannie on there. And I like her. She calls stuff right. I know if you're on the left, you don't think she's right. But I think she's right and I'm on the right. But, and I'm always right, ask me. When I first got here, I answered a few messages, and while I was sitting in there watching her, I got to thinking. Now I've been out here a little while, and I've seen a lot of stuff come and go. But one thing that has not changed, and that's drivers just don't get along and don't agree. We used to say if you had 5 drivers together and you asked all 5 of them if it was day or night, you'd have to go look for yourself because they couldn't agree. And one thing's for sure, especially with me doing this YouTube stuff, it ain't changed. The flip-flop generation. Really? The bonehead list. Okay? We still can't get along. We talk about politics and how we need to all get together and pull together for that. Well, anyway, I do, and some of the people I travel in their circles with do. I don't know how many of y'all really do or don't. But last time truck drivers got together, it did a lot. That was back in the early 70s. No, I was not a truck driver. I hadn't even went into the Marine Corps yet. I wasn't even driving yet a car. I was about 13 then. If I remember correctly, it was like 72. We had a gasoline shortage going, and truckers went on strike. They made a difference. They really did. Since I've been out here for 25 years, I don't know how many times they've tried to stage a strike. It ain't happened yet. I said in Kentucky a few years ago, because it was supposed to be having this strike, and there was, I was my daughter, oldest daughter, that's when she started learning a little bit about the trucking industry, so to speak. And during the same time was the first million bikers to DC. and I turned her onto that. And I'm communicating with her, and if y'all remember, I told you about the deaf friend of mine that has a talk show that had me turning my cookbook into a blog. Well, me and her's communicating online. She was a friend of my daughter's, and I told him, I said, I'm sitting here. I am the only truck, literally, that has just sat here. I've seen hundreds of trucks come and go. You know, what am I doing? I went ahead and set it out. When we gonna pull together, folks? You know, I do not like seeing people go into the truck stop in their pajamas and all that shit that the one guy was talking about in the messages. I don't like that no more than anybody else. Am I gonna say it gives us a bad image? No. Because if you will watch, you're gonna see the people doing the same damn thing out of their four-wheelers. So it ain't a trucker thing, it's just a new generation thing. It bugged me forever watching grown-ass women, and it was mostly women there in Georgia, climb out of their car in their pajama pants and house shoes and go shopping in Walmart or H-E-B or wherever. And one of our daughters and granddaughters was living with us at the time, and the granddaughter thought she was going to go with Grandpa to town in her house shoes, and she was corrected. No, can't stand it. Drives me crazy. But I'm not going to just diss them people and put them on this special list and all this, and people that these drivers that's been out here 5 or 10 years that think they've got all this seniority and they can just call stuff, or however long you've been there. Who was it they said would, oh, if he knew you wore sandals, he'd put you on the bonehead list? Really? And what that got to do with anything? How about just putting me on the old man truck driver list? But we can't do that. We need to work on pulling together. Navajo, there is no damn way you're going to make that cut. Yeah? I don't get it. You're going to pull it all up over that curb and probably hit the dumpster. But anyhow, he missed the dumpster. He curbed his tire. We need to really work on getting along. I mean, you know, just because that person wants to wear flip-flops and you think we should wear boots. Really? Is it that important to you? I don't think it is. Choose your battles. What it boils down to is choose your battles. And where we keep hollering we need to band together and get behind Trump, guess what? As an industry, we need to band together. We need to work on it. We need to put the petty stuff aside. You know? Is that person wearing sandals, is it that important to you? You know? If you see me walk into the truck stop, I'm damn good chance I'm going to be wearing sandals. And do you think that makes me less of a driver? Do you have a clue why I wear sandals? no to both questions. There used to be a law, and it's probably still on the books, it's obsolete now, that truck drivers were required to wear boots. That's a fact. And most drivers nowadays don't know that it was a law, much less why. And there was a description of the boot that you needed to wear. And it told you why you needed to wear that boot, that style of boot. I mean, really, we're not there. We ain't been there. That law was obsolete in the 70s. So many of our laws go back to when trucking first started. There is a law on the books that says that you are responsible for your cargo and how it got strapped in there and all that stuff. There's a law on the books that says you're supposed to carry sheets. And at one time, I think they was said to be white sheets. I don't remember. And that's another big argument amongst people. Oh no, that's an old wives' tale. I asked a DOT man, and he told me, I'm like, okay. I got DOT that they told me. Out there in Denver, or in Colorado, west of Denver, they used to train DOT there at that little scale house out there. There's some of y'all know what I'm talking about, that little one. And this gung-ho kid out of school, still in school, you know, they hadn't graduated, they're doing their DOT, and he was going to write me up for not having white sheets in my truck. And his instructor, DOT, didn't let him do it, but he did tell me, he says, actually, he's correct, there was a law on the books that you can't carry colored sheets. You're supposed to have white sheets. And I'm like, what damn difference does that make to you boys? Back in the day, when trucking first started, when America was not as populated as it was, there was a law on the books that the truck drivers were supposed to carry white sheets in case they came upon an accident, and they could tear the sheets up and make bandages. And the dye and stuff in the colored ones did not make good bandages. And he allowed it's obsolete, blah, blah, blah. And I've had arguments with people, and oh, that ain't so, and all I can tell you is what happened to me. Am I going to research that law? No. Do I really care if that law ever did exist or if it still does? No. Do I carry white sheets? You see them right there over my shoulder. They're blue. So, there's a lot of obsolete laws. The one for the shoes is truck drivers were supposed to wear boots, and they were supposed to have at least 1.5 inch heel. I'm thinking it's 1.5 inches. Might have been 1 inch. Don't give me lying to you. But it said that heel was supposed to be big enough to catch on that brake pedal, so that if you had to apply your brakes and you did it fast, you didn't just hit it and your foot slide off. Well, guess what? Truck drivers have been wearing tennis shoes since back in the 70s that I know of. So that law's long gone. There was still, when I started driving in like 92, there was still a few companies that had you wear uniforms of sorts. I drove for J.B. Hunt. That's who I started with. And we had shirts. We were supposed to wear blue jeans and these shirts. And yes, you was required to wear tennis shoes or boots. They didn't allow you to wear sandals. So, but the point is, folks, regardless how I dress, it shouldn't affect your life whatsoever. None. And yes, I do wear these sandals into the customer. Yes, I do wear these sandals into the office. Yes, I do wear these sandals when I'm talking to my boss, the owner of the company, whoever. Anybody that knows me will tell you I've been wearing sandals for years. I have my reasons, and I wear them. Yes, I carry tennis shoes and some boots back here, and some socks. And when I have to, I do have them available. These sandals do not make me a better or worse driver whatsoever. It makes me a driver that wears sandals. Those people that aggravate us, that wear their pajamas and run into the truck stop, it don't make them any better or worse driver than anything else. It just makes them somebody that ain't got no class. That's all there is to it. You know? We need to put the petty stuff behind us, and we need to start banding together. Just like we need to do as a nation. We need to put the petty stuff behind us and band together. We need to get behind this new president and see if we can turn some stuff around, especially in this industry. We have not had a decent raise in this industry for a long ass time. We're well past overdue. So, and if we can't get together, they're going to keep taking advantage of us like they are right now. Yeah. Alright. That's a word from Papa Joe. Remember, God loves you. So do I. God bless Eden. Good night.